Left of the box.
I don't know. I guess from my perspective, for medical forms that she may be filling out, and she feels a certain way about the options that are presented to her about how she identifies. I have those same options too, and she's allowed to feel the way she feels, but
Mhm.
also,
Yeah. Like the thing is that she's coming from a place of a certain level of privilege where it's like, okay, yeah, obviously I'm a woman is what she says. But it's not so obvious for me. So I run into this thing where I have to out myself every time if I want to be respected for who I am.
mm,
So, like, I've been in a situation where I was on a panel discussion and it was all women that I was with. And in the audience, somebody was making the comment about, how much she appreciated seeing all these strong women voices up on there and, how great it was that we were finally being heard and stuff. And I'm sitting there like, do I say something? Like, every time this comes up, I have to make an assessment. How safe am I to say it? Will it upset the audience? Am I taking away from this person's particular joy in the moment from
mm.
saying, oh, well, actually, I'm not a woman? Like, how do I approach it? And, like, in that audience, the audience that I had there, I was probably safe to come out. But would they perceive me the same? Probably not.
Right.
And so I have to
Well,
think about that every time if I just want to be respected for who I am as somebody who's non-binary.
and I have no idea what that world is like. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm the ways in which I identify myself are clear and apparent to everybody. I'm a black man who like,
Mhm.
where's my shirt? Went to Ohio State. Like all those things are clear and apparent. So I never really have to state who I am in order to gain respect. And actually, for just right quick, if I misgender you or misidentify you in any way, please correct me. I don't actually now I'm like, have I done it? I'm probably have done it. My
Um,
apologies.
well, my
Um,
preferred pronouns for people who are wondering, I go by she, her, because I present female. It's easier that way. But for titles, I tend to go by Mr. Sir. If people can remember, if they don't, it is what it is. But also gender neutral terms. So instead of woman, folk or something of that sort. And I actually, that one will get under my skin more if people intentionally referred to me as a woman versus messing up pronouns. Because with the pronouns, I really, really could care less. So people can use she, her, they, them, he, him.
mm,
I really, really could care less about the pronouns. But I don't like being put into the category of a woman. So all of the gender neutral person terms is preferable. But the reason why I say Mr. Sir, it's basically there aren't many gender neutral terms for a lot of what we use. And so you kind of have to pick one. So when it
okay.
comes to titles, I'll do that. But if people mess up and it happens, it happens with me. I've actually messed up with my own because I have such a long history of just always referring to myself as a woman. So I've
Mm,
even slipped up because of habit. If I'm out on the street and some random person refers to me as a woman or says miss or something of that sort, I'm not going to get upset because again, I present woman as a female. I'm not going to get upset at the random stranger. I'm probably not going to correct them because what's the point if we're just passing by and I'm not going to really talk to them or anything again. Um, and if it's people in my life, then, I understand, especially people who've known me for a long time, because it's the same thing with them. It's a habit of how they used to know me, how they used to perceive me. And, it is like, it's because it's like that doesn't get under my skin. And somebody intentionally doing it, while it could get bothersome at times, it doesn't really get me the way that they hope because it's like I know they're just doing it to be an asshole
oh,
and it's a
yeah.
reflection of them.
Yeah, back to the trolls. Well, like I
Mhm.
said, I think for me personally, it's something I didn't even want to put it in this terms, but it's kind of the reality where it is. If I'm out of practice, then I'll slip up all the time.
Mhm.
So one good correction should get me where I'm going.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
person, I will refer to you, person, folk, those terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of people like Anna tend to think that people will overreact if you accidentally misgender people, but that's not the case for the vast majority of times. Like if it's an accident, it's an accident. It happens. And I have plenty of trans friends and I run into the problem if I knew them before they transitioned and stuff, I will mess up sometimes because again, it's habit. And so it's just trying to get past that, remember that sort of thing. And so, yeah, people don't have to be concerned. She, her, Mr. Sir, folk, they, them. It's all good.